Well, hello again. Well, here it is, the beast of the machine, this thing. It is certainly some saw. What do I think of it? It's big. A bit bigger than what I anticipated, but I have to admit, I'm impressed and I do like it. So, anyway, what's it like? Very good. Is there anything I don't like about it? At first I thought I wasn't going to like the paddle up here, and I'm using it with the other hand, it's just because normally I'd be set up different. At first I thought, nah, I'm not going to like this. But I soon got used to it, no problem at all. See? Dead easy to use actually, this. The only thing I don't like, could have done a bit of rubber up here on the handle up here. I think that would have been nice, right enough, like. So anyway, working our way down round the saw, just bringing this down. And I have had to use it already. At first I thought, I'm not too keen on this, why they've done this. Well, it actually is quite a good idea, because if you have to lift that to actually get the wood to come over a bit that you're doing, no problem at all, it will do it. So that's fine, like, you see. Changing of the blade, well, it's a bit of a part. I'm going to have to get an Allen key and stick it in one of the sides. I'll show you just now what I mean. Right, what I mean is, to change the blade, I'm doing this and holding the screw here at the other side and try to turn it at the same time is a little bit on the awkward side. It'd be better if I could get something just to stick in there like so and hold it there and do it, just what I've done now. If you can see this, I'll just move it a bit more. There, try that. And then that way it makes it easier. It's a bit apart, but as for that, once that's sussed out, the actual changing of the blade is actually no problem at all. This is the original blade that came with it. I have tried other blades. More about that though later, as I say about that. So anyway, take this away just in case we have any accidents. The machine is plugged in, by the way, as you can see, because the light is on. So, and of course as we come down on this, like, it really has got quite some length to actually go. I mean, that is big. I hadn't realised just how big that actually was. Although I do find a little bit on the notchy side just yet. Although it has gotten smoother, and I'll explain more about that. And of course, across here, this is for your trenching, which have actually done some trenching actually with this. And this is when I noticed a slight little problem I was going to get. It's okay, we'll soon get that sorted out. And of course, you also have your back here. Oh, I should have showed you that when we run this side. There's a lever across here that actually you can lock this down to use it as a chop saw. There, it's in there now. I'll probably, before I finish off, I'll try and remember and show you that, like. And then it just automatically becomes a chop saw, chop. But I must admit, most of the time I haven't really used it, and I find the sheer size of it, I find I seem to use it more as a chop saw at the minute anyway. Oh, and this is actually a button for locking the wheel. Forgot to point that out here. This actually locks the wheel up. It's not very good. It feels like there should be some plastic on the end of it to actually push in, but there isn't. And it does hurt my delicate little fingers. Oh, tough luck. And of course you have your air thing here, which mine is hooked up to a vacuum cleaner, which activates when you activate the switch up here. Oh, and of course, bringing this down here, forgot. You have your light to switch on and off for that. And you have your speed control up here. I'm not too sure why we have a speed control, to be honest with you. And I can't see most people using it, so, well. And of course, across here, you have your mitered guide, your mitered guide for tilting the head this way and that way. In fact, the only thing that I had to set up on it was the head. I found the head was slightly off, so I very quickly got square and got that squared up. As for that, the rest of it's perfect. I did make here a little mitering gauge and a straight edge to make sure that when you move it and you actually bring it back into position again, to make sure it's bang on line. And what I found was it is absolutely perfect every single time. And that shadow line is so accurate, it is unbelievable. You can get that because you can actually see the teeth on the actual blade, so you know exactly where you're going to cut. very impressed with that, I must admit. And of course, having the 45s here, you can move it over to 45 and it's been perfect every single time, so fine. And I'll just show you later a little bit of trimming, because I want to trim these down here on the edge, and I'll show you the saw doing this, how good it can trim, because it can trim very good, this. The only thing I did find, which I think was more pilot error on my fault than anything else, when I was chopping up the rest of the wood that I used for testing the screws, I got rid of it because it's got to get burnt anyway, so I thought, well, I'll chop it up. So I was chopping it up last night and I had these bits fully open how they are now, and every now and again he'd catch one and throw it. It's done it up to 3 times now. But then I sort of thought, well, hang on a minute, if he had them like this, that wouldn't happen. I think that was more pilot error than anything else. And the other thing I found out as well, don't leave any material up inside this bit here. Get rid of it, because if the blade catches it, it will throw it as well. Another little issue, I had to trim some wood down because I cut it too big, but it was only a small amount. And what I had to do was, it fell down inside here. Of course, you're not going to get it out, so I had to take one of these yellow strips off along here, and I found the one at the end was actually cross-threaded, or it had been cross-threaded, I should say. So I had problems getting it in and out, but as for that, fine. I find this is the same level as the bed, the middle bit here. They definitely do want to come in a bit, but I'm just going to do that slowly and gradually, because I don't know yet if you're moving the head backwards and forwards. You might end up cutting at the plastic if you go too far. I don't know yet. I'll have to look at that in more detail. But certainly keeping these closed down a bit when you're cutting your wood is a better idea, because it won't go flying as much. Mine's dead. So that was pilot error on my behalf on that one. And of course the 45 degrees and everything are very accurate. I have checked them. They didn't need set. Well impressed with that. This, not highly impressed with it. Could have been better. I like the rubber bit on the bottom of it, but I mean, it's not that good, to be honest with you. And of course, the other little thing that I found on it was my actual, my actual head started to move from side to side. And I'll get round to that now, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Oh, it's here. Okay then, I'll take my time and explain this to you. What happened was, the evolution failed because it all came loose up inside here and it started to move. So when you were doing 45s on its side, it wasn't actually coming down. Oh, got to be careful of that, you don't lose it. I'll go and find that again. I'll be there in a second. Oh, got it. Right, be careful of this. Inside here, there's a little grub screw. This little grub screw actually is the tensioner to actually prevent this from happening. So what you do is, you'd stick your, it's an Allen key and it's a 4mm Allen key you need for this one. You turn it very slightly to make sure, because if you over tighten it, you'll actually put pressure on this and it'll make it a lot harder to pull this head here backwards and forwards. I'll just remove that just now, to move the head backwards and forwards, you see. So you have to be careful of that. And as I said, I was doing quite a bit of trench work, and mine's actually afterwards, I had noticed it had come loose, and it came loose very quickly. So if you've got one of these machines, I'd check it to see what it's like. And as I said, the only reason I'm taking this piece here off is because this has a very thick bottom on it here, and it sticks on the actual screw head itself. So be careful of this, and I wouldn't over tighten that. That's what it's actually for, is to take out the play that you might get inside there. As for that, it's quite simple. This is the lockdown screw for transit if you're moving it about to place, and that's all it is. That's just a lockdown screw. And as I said, I've had a quick look at it because I took the grub screw out of there, and all it is it's just a piece of metal inside there that runs along. I don't know exactly how it works, but I do know that you just put a little bit of tension onto it and make sure it's not moving, and make sure you haven't over tightened it by sliding the miter saw backwards and forwards. And inside here, this is where you actually have the bit for making this into a chop saw, by just putting it in there like that. And you can't pull it like a slide saw, you can't pull it back and forward, it locks it completely and utterly in place. It's a good idea if that's what you want to do with it, but personally myself, I don't think I'll be using it. And also at the back here, you have these things here, which you can set when you tilt the head from side to side, that these are on both sides. And these are for these little percentage cuts that you do. There's your first one there that you'd go with, and there's your next one. Oh sorry, you'd do that way. You go there first, and then you'd go like that, and then you just set them back. And as I say, they're actually on both sides. And the rest of it's quite self-explanatory. I don't know if you can see it. And of course this here is your slackener for actually readjusting the head. And if you want to pull the head to this side, like for double beveling, you would just pull this piece here out in there, this piece here. And it's quite simple actually. And another thing I'll say about this as well, I must admit I did get quite a bit of a fright when I first actually fired this thing up. It kicks, it's got some kick to it when it starts up, and that's supposed to be a slow start. That is some kick. Now I'm not going to hold this too tight, just watch what happens to my arm when I fire it. You want to see that again? And I'm not holding that tight, I'm just holding that loose. And yeah, I must admit, like, whoa, some power there. Anyway, really and truly, getting it all set up, it was more or less all set there out of the box anyway. So what I'll go ahead and do now is I'll get everything set up how I want to do it, and I'll show you me trimming these boards down. I'll get some other wood and I'll show you how it cuts it. And this is a blade that came with it, which is the 60 tooth blade that actually was with it. I do have a 94 and a 45 tooth blade, but well, we're not going to play with them. Yeah, anyway. And it is unbelievably easy to actually set up and actually cut. Now bring it down a bit to actually see where it's going to go. Just over a bit. I know this wood wasn't straight. Right. Now, ready? Look at that, no problem. A little thin piece like that, gone, history. And if you can see, it has a lovely cut all the way along as well. So I'll just do this side as well, trim this one. Don't know if you can see the shadow line actually on it. And out, place, there we go. There we go. And now I'll go away and get a bigger piece of wood and cut that. As I say, no problem with this saw. And I must admit, it is an unbelievably cut, clean, and there's not a lot of breakage here at the back edge as well. I mean, brilliant. So let's just see if it can trim down a little piece of this then. A bit over a bit, I think. Right, no, too much. Oh, come on, there we go. You ready? No problem, but in fact I missed a little bit down there. And when you are actually trimming down wood like that, that's because they're not there, that's what that mark is. When you are trimming down wood like that, it's always advisable, take your time. Don't push it down, because you can actually push the blade away from it, and you won't get as accurate a cut. Well, there isn't really any point me actually sitting here telling you how great the machine is and how brilliant the machine is. A lot of other people online have done that, and even cutting loads of different styles of woods. I think it's the ultimate handyman, I mean, he did a brilliant job of showing you all the ways you could cut on this machine. It's unbelievable. I mean, the ways he can cut because of the sheer size of it. And later on, I'm hoping to actually try out some of the ways that you can cut wood on it, to be honest with you. So really and truly, there you have it. It's a great machine. I like it. Yes, I would certainly recommend this machine to anybody. It is a nice machine and I do like it. And as you can see, it cuts wood no problem at all. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Channel's called Little Milto. I'm called Milton. Subscribe if you want. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave some comments at the bottom if you want. I'm not bothered. And hopefully the next time I'll be going on about the actual stand it's sitting on. So we'll have a quick look at that and see what we think of that. Okay then, bye now.